Now, in speaking about the Royal Rumble, there was a surprise before any festivities actually even took place, and that was the return of Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee made his way down to the ring right as the show started, and Michael Cole was flabbergasted. Michael Cole made us think he didn't know about this, and Michael Cole really didn't know, as Michael Cole was a guest on the Pat McAfee show this morning, and the two spoke about everything that went down as far as Pat doing commentary at the Rumble. So, Pat had initially stated that he would have loved to be in the Rumble, but how busy he was with College Game Day and everything that went on with everything he did with ESPN over the college football season, he was not able to work out to the extent he would have liked to be in a match at all. And so later on the show, like he briefly touched on Royal Rumble stuff, but then later on the show, Michael Cole comes on, and Michael Cole was like, no. Because they were like, did you know? What did you know? What didn't you know? Pat's like, I didn't think you knew, right? And he was like, no, I didn't know anything. And Pat's like, yeah, I believe only 3 people knew, and this was something that came together very late last minute, like Thursday, Friday. Pat said that he spoke to Michael Cole on Thursday, even before anything was in place, but things were maybe a little in play. But nothing was confirmed till like late Thursday night, Friday. Pat then stated that on a Saturday itself, he almost didn't make it. That the plane he was supposed to take was having trouble taking off. So he's like, yeah. So I call a billionaire I know here in Indianapolis, owner of the Colts, and say, can I get your private jet? But before all that, Kevin Dunn and his people had stuff set up, and they had a plane ready for me, and WWE said it. He's like, 3 people knew. 3 people knew. He kept referencing Triple H. He kept referencing Kevin Dunn. So I don't know if maybe the third person was Pat McAfee, or not Pat McAfee, Bruce Pritchard or somebody else, because he was like, yeah, they had to like rearrange all kinds of travel stuff, and it still didn't leak out. And Michael Cole still didn't know. Pat then said he showed up 27 minutes before the broadcast went live on the air. That's how close it was. He's like, I took a pee in that private jet. Then they put me on a bus for a 4-minute drive over to the arena or the stadium. And right before I went out, I took another pee in that bus just to make sure I got it all out. Michael Cole also stated that he's always kept in the loop for the most part. He's always kept in the loop. And this was the first time in over a decade that he was legitimately surprised. He said, Pat, I was not lying on the broadcast when I said I freaking FaceTimed you from your studio earlier that day. Like, he was not lying about that. Pat's like, no, we did. Like, you were sending me pictures of you and that stooge, Boston Connor. And so, very cool surprise there. Pat just reminisced a little bit. Him and Michael Cole talked for 40 minutes, I want to say, on the Pat McAfee show. And as far as anybody asking, is Pat coming back? They don't know. Pat's like, right now is just the Royal Rumble. As far as Pat doing more, the door is always open, Michael Cole said. Pat said the same thing, that he was told that whatever he wants to do, he's allowed to do, basically. That if he wants to try and do something, they'll work with him on it as far as WWE does go. But as of right now, I would not, and they even said it, would not expect him back as a regular on commentary. Like, don't expect to see Pat McAfee on SmackDown this Friday. Could it happen? Could it come together? Yeah. But as of right now, it just doesn't seem like that's the play going forward. Maybe Pat just does the pay-per-views, him, Corey, and Cole. But as of right now, it doesn't look like he's coming back as a regular on commentary every single week. And Pat even said, one thing I learned being gone, I need to keep up with this stuff more often. He's like, as a fan, you can sometimes go in and miss a couple of shows, come back into it, or miss a couple months or whatever, come back and figure it all out. But as a commentator, you need to keep up to know what's going on, because that's a completely different thing. And he joked about when Michael Cole basically live on the air had to describe to him what Uncle Howdy was and who Uncle Howdy was. So I thought that was great. But yeah, the whole Pat McAfee thing was a complete surprise. Nobody other than like 3 people knew, maybe a couple more than 3 once they had the plane debacle, but it didn't leak out. Pat said that the dirt sheets started fantasy booking it on Wednesday, going, maybe Pat can show up for the Rumble. Maybe Pat's one of these non-announced guys. And Pat just didn't say anything. Michael Cole was like, I didn't say anything the whole time you were gone because I didn't really know. And so, yeah, very awesome that Pat McAfee was there. And it's just a great dynamic with Pat, Graves, and Michael Cole.